Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to the Mixer, yet another football or soccer related video. You know, I have already talked about this before, but I will say it again. I say both soccer and football to appeal to both sides of the pond, so y'all Americans and Europeans don't have to come, like giving me crap in the comments saying that I said it wrong, My YouTube analytics show that I have subscribers on both sides, so I'm just gonna back thing. But anyway, so today I'm going to be talking about quite possibly one of the greatest, if not the actual greatest club player of all time, who is of course the great, hold on, what is the bastard's full name? I completely forgot. Stop freaking going into lock screen. Lionel Andres Messi. Okay, now here's the thing, guys. I'm pretty sure at this point everybody knows who Messi is, even if you're not a fan of the sport that he plays, and unanimously considered to be one of the greatest players of all time, although there are a few controversies there to that statement in and out of itself. Messi is definitely a very unique player, you can't deny that, Whether or not you like the guy or not, you can't deny that he is a phenomenal player, that much goes without saying. But the thing with Messi is that, he's a very peculiar fellow, because for his club Barcelona, which he has played his entire career for still to this day, he has won pretty much everything that you can win with a club, He has the most appearances, the most goals, the most amount of titles, and actually I'm going to get into that right now before I even continue. I want to read for you guys a little bit of the stuff that he has. Only in Barcelona, he actually has at the time right now a club record of 35 trophies across his entire career playing. They're all those years, which include 10 La Ligas, which is the Spanish Championship, 7 Copa del Reys, which is the Spanish Cup, and 4 UEFA Champions Leagues. You guys know what that is. Only 4 Champions Leagues? I had a feeling he won a lot more than just 4. But anyway, so now here's the thing. He also holds the records right now for the most goals in La Liga with 474. That's a lot. And a La Liga and European League season, which is 50. Not sure what the criteria is for that one there. The most hat-tricks in La Liga history with 36. And the UEFA Champions League as well with 8. 8 hat-tricks. And the most assists in La Liga with 192. And a La Liga and European League season 21. I don't know how it's separated there, but anyway, also in the Copa America with 12. Okay, 12 assists there. And he has also scored over 750 senior career goals for club and country, and he has the most goals scored ever by a player for a single club. So he surpassed Pele there in that department. Now, the thing with Messi is that if you've seen him play, at least back in the day, like let's say maybe 2012 up until 2015 more or less, 2016, those years there were I think his prime, where he really reached his peak, because that's when we started to see, well, he was playing really well in 2010 and 2011 as well, but I don't know, okay, let's be generous and say like 2011 all the way down to 2016, that's when you see Messi in his peak physical prime. Today he's adopting the role of more of like a defensive midfielder, where he tries to be more of a playmaker and set up his teammates, but there was a time when Messi was literally unstoppable, and I'm not exaggerating when I say unfreaking stoppable. Take this goal back in 2007 as an example.
Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
I mean, how do you explain that? How is that even possible? The guy just like glided through everyone like they were made of butter or something, It's freaking scary. But anyway, so Messi in his heyday was easily one of the best players in the world. I personally always preferred Cristiano Ronaldo from the get-go, He still is my favorite to this day, but I have grown to love and admire and respect Messi as well, To me, that they're actually both on the same level. I just prefer Cristiano's style of play a lot more over the years, And it was really entertaining to see them in Real Madrid and Barcelona going up against each other in El Clasico, which was like always the best soccer or football match to watch because of those two, So the rivalry was actually very heated. But I'm getting a little off topic here. The topic of this video is why Messi cannot be Messi with the Argentina national team, Now, as you guys should be able to know, you should actually this actually should be pretty obvious, especially if you follow the sport, but the national teams, they play a lot less games in a calendar year than, you know, the clubs do. So even if it's World Cup season, you know, you've got the FIFA Confederations Cup one year and the World Cup in the next, but then it's 3 or 4 years without really seeing too much, except for maybe in the case of Messi, a Copa America, or in Europe you've got the Nations League, you know, the UEFA Euro Cup. So I mean, they do participate, they do play, but it's not as much as the clubs do, where they play multiple games every single week, you know. So the thing is that Messi has a lot less opportunities to show himself in a national team than with Barcelona. That goes without saying. But at least at the beginning of his career with the national team, he was actually really crappy. I think his very first game ever for Argentina, he actually got red carded. He got sent off for a foul. So, and throughout his history with the Argentina shirt, he has not had too much success, you know. He's actually not won a single title with the Argentina senior club, you know. With the youth club, he actually won the under-20 Olympics in 2005. But aside from that, I mean, really, oh wait, actually no, it wasn't the Olympics, it was the World Cup, the Under-20 World Cup. But he actually did have a few runner-up lists and a few other things. I'm gonna read them to you guys here because I couldn't memorize this. He actually, he did come, oh no, he actually seems to have won, he got the gold medal in the Olympics in 2008, but it's not the same. And then in 2007, he was runner-up for the Copa America, and then in 2014, he was the runner-up for the FIFA World Cup, more on that later. 2015, runner-up for the Copa America, and 2016 also runner-up for the Copa America, and I guess he in 2019 third place in Copa America. So and then there was also the South American Under-20 Championship in 2005. So in general, with Argentina, he saw a lot more success when he was younger, but even, I mean, to me it doesn't really count because we're talking about his senior career, not the youth career. That's a whole different category. But the point is that Messi has always had difficulty adapting, you know. Now, for many years, you could have argued that it's because when he was playing in Barcelona, he had players like Xavi and Iniesta helping him out with those really amazing passes, you know, that you can't deny that they did make Messi much better than he already was because they gave him so many amazing passes, and playing with those two, you know, controlling the midfield area there is going to make your job a lot easier if you're a striker or a forward like Messi was. And then eventually, like, he couldn't play the same way in Argentina because there was nobody on the same level as his teammates in Spain and Barcelona, you know. Now, I mean, it does make sense for him to feel a little pressured, but as the years went by, he has become better, and obviously he is the best player in Argentina today. You know, he's like the second best. The player is miles below him, you know. So it does make sense that there will be a lot of pressure put on him, you know, because we're talking about a guy who won 6 Ballon d'Or, FIFA World Player of the Year awards. So he was nominated as the world's best player 6 times, you know. So I mean, there is a lot of pressure for this guy to be the best player also in the national team, you know, which wasn't the case because I think the pressure gets to his head a lot, you know. The pressure obviously doesn't get to his head today in Barcelona because he is literally the best, you know, and like he's been playing there for many years, so he knows about what the team is like, he knows the chemistry, you know, how they play. So he's much more adapted to Barcelona than with Argentina. That goes without saying. So I mean, it does make sense that the pressure is going to affect him more in Argentina than it ever would in Barcelona. So at least that's the way that I see it.
Messi, give it to him and pray. Oh, and he's done it! It had to be Messi. He's broken Iranian hearts. When in doubt, give it to the magician.
Now, some time ago, there was kind of not exactly a controversy, but there was a very interesting topic to discuss, which was Messi, when he was starting his career for Barcelona, when he was starting to become, to get more space in Barca, and Spain, the national team, was actually very strong in their own right. It was actually, like, people were starting to consider, people were starting to wonder, why doesn't Messi at least consider converting himself, his nationality, to Spanish, so he can legally, you know, be in Spain and also play for the Spanish national team, you know? I mean, obviously Messi at this point has Spanish citizenship, you know, after all these years playing there. But I mean, imagine if Messi had played for Spain instead of Argentina. For one thing, he would have won a World Cup because they won in 2010, you know, and Spain has always been, at least in recent years, they've gone much further than Argentina has in terms of international football or soccer. So he would have won the World Cup in 2010. That would have been for starters. And then he would have had a much better name for himself within the sport. But he did always say that he prefers to honor his blood, where he came from, you know, so he's always going to be Argentinian, which is actually very admirable. To me, it's a very admirable trait, you know. To me, he wants to represent his country that he was born, you know. He wants to try to bring them happiness. The last time was when Maradona played, but that's a controversy for, that's another video that I recorded some time ago. But anyway, so the point is that I think that Messi did the right thing, you know, but there has to be a part of him that kind of regrets it, you know, because like the furthest he's ever gotten with a national team was when he almost won the FIFA World Cup in 2014, but they played against Germany, who was a very strong team, and unfortunately they lost the match 1-0. You know, I say unfortunately because I actually kind of wanted Argentina to win because I was rooting for Messi there. You know, I was like, I think he deserves to win. They came so close. Messi played really well. The team was going okay, and if he had won the World Cup, I mean, it would have definitely cemented him as one of the best players in history, you know, because when you ask me about Messi, I consider him to be one of the best, if not the best club player in history, you know, because what he did in Barcelona, no other player did for any club, not even Pelé and Santos, you know. So, I mean, he is definitely the best club player ever, but you can't call him one of the best of all time if he doesn't win anything with his national team, you know, because soccer or football is more than just about clubs. It's about the country, you know, and how well you perform at an international level, which unfortunately Messi has never done. So, you know, you fanboys can come at me in the comments all you want, but you know I'm right. You know, you can fanboy all you want, but Messi has a long way to go until, if he wins one World Cup, then we can talk, you know. But he came so close, man, so close. And his expression at the end when the final whistle blew, you know, there was a goal by Mario Götze, you know, a really nice goal, and Germany took home the title, and Messi didn't smile at all, you know. You can kind of tell how disappointed he was. And then there was also they gave him the trophy for the best player in the tournament, even though he clearly wasn't. It was just like, okay, you're here, so you know, you're Messi, so here. And he took home the FIFA Ballon d'Or that year again, even though he didn't deserve it. I do believe he took it that year. I'm pretty sure he did, because he got to the final of the World Cup. But anyway, so it's got to be disappointing for the guy to never win anything, even though he does try so hard. He's clearly the one who's trying the hardest in Argentina, you know, the entire time.
To Banniger, brilliant ball from Banniger. Is this the opener? Yes, it is! That's what they came to see, and he's provided the touch as arms are reached up to the gods.
Now, you could argue that maybe it's just a lack of team chemistry, you know, because like I said, in Barcelona, Messi played for many years, you know, with the same players. They grew up together playing in the youth squads, and in Argentina, it was like a bunch of a jumble of players from different teams playing together, had to get to know each other. It does make sense. I would say that in recent years, they have gotten to know each other much better in terms of the pitch, you know, the field. So, I mean, it does make sense, but every time Argentina comes close to winning something, and Messi, like whenever they come close to winning but they lose, whether it's a World Cup or a qualifying match or Copa America or anything at all, you know, you can tell that Messi is just frustrated as hell. And there have been times where he has announced his retirement from the national team, but then I think the more recent time was his son, his youngest son was, you know, saying like, hey daddy, why aren't you gonna defend Argentina anymore, you know, come on, it's our country, we love Argentina. And I guess that convinced him to go back, you know, because I mean it's his kid, man, come on, it's his kid, so of course he's going to be convinced by him and swayed. But I do hope that Messi continues to play for the national team until he just can't anymore. Like, he doesn't pull an Ibrahimovic and just quit, you know, for no reason, just because he hasn't won anything. So I think that you should go until you can't anymore, you know, until you don't have the physical peak for it. But Cristiano Ronaldo will definitely keep playing for Portugal for a few more years until the day he retires. So, you know, there's actually talks of him leaving Juventus, possibly going back to Sporting, huh? But that's probably more on another video if it actually happens. But anyway, guys, about Messi, I do consider him to be one of the best. Let me just put my tablet here so it's kind of balancing on my thigh here. I'm afraid of it falling over. But anyway, so that's my personal opinion about Messi. You know, Messi is far from being an underrated player. You know, he's a phenomenal athlete. He's really good at what he does. Easily one of the best players I've ever seen, especially in this generation here of mine. But, you know, I mean, as long as he continues to not perform with Argentina, not win any titles internationally, he's just not going to be, I mean, he can win as much as he wants to in Barcelona, which he has. He has proven to be able to win a lot with Barcelona, but it's just not the same, man, you know? He has to win something with Argentina as well to start putting himself up there with the greats, you know? Because, like, anyone can do well in the club, but it takes real skill, talent, and dexterity, you know? Determination and sheer willpower, and above and beyond to do well also in a national team. So, You know, just gonna wait for that to happen. But anyway, guys, that's it. You know, those are my personal theories about why I think Messi just kind of sucks, you know, in the national team. And there were so many matches where he didn't play well. You know, like when he was starting out, he started to make so many mistakes. The crowd was actually booing him at one point. It was actually really sad. But regardless of whether or not you think what you think about it, shout out in the comments below. Tell me what your opinion is on this matter. And if you happen to like this video, then leave a like and also subscribe to my channel, because I release videos every single day. Sometimes one, sometimes two. Even though this week I'm a little bit behind on the editing, so I might have to slow down a little bit. But every single day. The point being, there will be new videos for you guys to enjoy, you know, all different kinds of topics. And also hit the notification button to know exactly what time I'm going to be uploading them, because you never know when exactly they're going to happen. I never release the time. So that's it, guys. This is Chazzy signing out for now. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.